Ladies and gentlemen, this is DJ Mighty Mundane for Trek Radio, and I'm sitting here with John and Eric from the Kennedy Space Center.
Nice to meet you.
Now, gentlemen, what is it that you do here?
What is it we do here? We
Yes.
tell the NASA story. We tell the NASA story, and we inspire all people to explore the exploration of space. You know, it's an exciting place. It's a real working facility. This is the premier place where humans take flight, and you know, it's our privilege to tell that story every day.
Excellent. So, let's get a little bit of background. How did you get involved with the Kennedy Space Center?
How did I get involved with the Kennedy Space Center? Well, I used to be a teacher, and I would bring quite a lot of students up here and get them inspired not only at the visitor center, but also working with the actual engineers and scientists here on real science projects. So when an opportunity came up for me to make this my home, I jumped at it.
Oh, yeah. And you, sir?
I've been in the attraction and hospitality industry for a number of years, working in the sales and marketing side. And a little over 8 months ago, I had the opportunity to come on board here. And it's been an incredible experience, very unique and different, unlike anything I've worked before. Universal, Bush, Hard Rock. This is real. This is part of our fabric. This is exciting, and
It's the legacy of our species.
Absolutely, and it's unique. There's no other place like it on Earth.
Yeah. Oh, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Well, let's move on. So how did the concept for Sci-Fi Summer originate?
Well, we're in the process right now of closing the latest chapter of U.S. manned spaceflight, the shuttle program. The last launch is scheduled for July the 8th, and then we put the wraps on the shuttle program while NASA begins work on the next phase of U.S. manned spaceflight. But in the interim, we wanted to showcase and really kind of open up the visitor complex to a broader audience, and we thought a great way to do that, to really engage people who maybe weren't interested in space, is to open it up with a special event. We call it Sci-Fi Summer, and bring in a very unique side to it, and that's the science fiction side, and specifically Star Trek, where Star Trek has spanned over 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
It literally parallels the 50 years of U.S. manned spaceflight, which we happen to be celebrating this year. So it's a beautiful and perfect correlation on how the two work, and we thought this is an opportunity to really open up and broaden our reach to the general public.
Yeah, to commemorate not just our hopes and our dreams for the future, but also our achievements.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So what was necessary to bring this event to fruition?
Well, a lot of hard work by a lot of people here. It is our obligation to make sure that when we're telling our stories out here, that we're doing it in a way that is really complements NASA and what's going on out here. And so we work very hard at tying together all of the science fiction elements and with all the science fact elements, and really drawing those parallels throughout the visitor complex. And obviously the two biggest things that we have are the two areas of the Star Trek exhibition in our park, which clearly highlight all the ways, the developments of that series, its social commentary, on the relationship between Klingons and the Federation and the Cold War, and the space race.
Wait, which Cold War? The temporal Cold War or the actual Cold War?
The actual one. But there's so many things, whether it's the flip phones and communicators, and some of the technologies, but also the social commentary. So we really looked very hard at the parallels of science fiction development and science fact development over the past half century.
I mean, it's and I think this is the third time I've mentioned it tonight. What we dream, we do, and building upon our dreams allows us to achieve them.
Absolutely. And I'd even say that there's a little bit of we tried to, there's almost a chicken and egg type thing here. We sat around and pondered, was it science fiction that's driving all the science fact? Or is it sometimes the other way around too? Is the science fact, and NASA's doing some spectacular things that sometimes find their way into movies and culture, in modern science fiction, because, our scientists and engineers are doing things that people sometimes don't even think about. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's creepy how uncanny it is, isn't it? Yeah. So was it difficult getting the exhibition to join as part of this event? I know that they've never actually come down here in this area before.
We had a relationship with the folks from CBS through a third party and an actual sponsor of Sci-Fi Summer, Mad Science, out of Quebec, Canada. And Mad Science operates our Star Trek Live show here. So we had that relationship through Mad Science with CBS, and this was an opportunity to really build that out now with the exhibition. And so it was a great fit. It was a logical next step.
Definitely. So what's your favorite part of this feature this summer?
You know, it's going to sound really cliche because I saw everybody, you know, everybody who's ever commented on the exhibit says the same exact thing. And then, you know, so I wasn't going to say it, but as soon as I sat in Captain Kirk's chair, that was it for me. You know, that was,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that's the thing you got to do.
Yeah, I got to sing. I got to sit in the Klingon chair.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and practice my Shakespeare in the original dialect.
And the original dialogue.
Excellent.
So, yeah. How about you, sir?
You know, I have to agree with Eric. I mean, I grew up with the 60s series, and that is the original chair. So we're excited about that. And it's when you look at it, it just brings back so many memories. And so it's really, I think, the centerpiece for that aspect of the exhibition.
And yesterday, you know, walking through, getting ready, our resident astronaut who's here this week, J.D. Bartow, he came through and he looked like a little kid just smiling, sitting in that chair, you know, and that was, you know, that was a great command for him.
Yeah. Well, he's actually commanded